Hey everyone, it's Jason, and do you want your cruise to go smoothly? Of course you do, we all do. Well, here's 5 secrets that you may not know about that'll help ensure that happens. Also, is a good night's sleep important to you? If so, stick around to number 5. So number 1, dining, and this trips up a lot of people because they don't do the right research. Well, I'm going to give you 3 tips that are going to help you make sure you don't make any dining mistakes. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is download the cruise app right after you book your cruise. Get your booking number, put it in the system, go into your booking, and find the dining portion of the app. Typically, you're going to find every night's menus in that portion of the app. It's a really nice area where you can research what days you like the menu and what days you really don't. So my suggestion is the days you don't like the menu, that's when you book your specialty dining restaurants. So if you're looking for your formal nights, the easiest way to find them is one day, it's usually the second day, you see lobster, escargot, things like that on the menu. You know that's typically the second formal night. And that's usually day 6. Now day 1 depends on whether you have a port day on day 2. And if you do, it's typically day 3. So for example, Royal Caribbean visits Coco Cay sometimes on day 2. Well, day 3 is their first formal night. So just keep those 2 things in mind. The third thing that I'm going to suggest to you is if you have anytime dining, I mean, you can go at any time you want, I would do a standing reservation every single day, and I would pre-book that. Make sure you do that in the app right away because people will do it and it'll fill up and then there won't be any available times. And the only times that you'll have is walk up and you could be waiting a longer time. This is really nice to have. You get in and out of the dining room quicker, in my opinion, and also if you have some shows you want to get to. The other thing that's really nice about this is I would make these reservations every single night, no matter if you have a specialty restaurant or not. And the reason why I say this is maybe you're getting off on a port, you come back to the ship and you're worn out. And you're like, I can't do specialty dining tonight. You cancel it, but you still have that reservation in the main dining room. So I hope those 3 tips help you make better decisions in the dining on your cruise. So number 2, and I see a lot of people frustrated by this one also, and it's pre-booking shows. Now, I'm going to give you 3 tips that hopefully will help you out. So tip number 1 is if you're 6 months out from your cruise or longer, don't frustrate yourself because they're not going to be available. So don't even bother. Number 2, go to the webpage of the cruise line that you're booked through, go to their search bar and put in pre-booking shows. And it'll give you the time frame of when you can pre-book the shows through the app. So Celebrity Cruises, for instance, you can't pre-book. Royal Caribbean is the first day of the month before your cruise. NCL, the Haven's 26 days before, all other guests are 21. And if you have some loyalty perks, you can actually book before 21 days. Now, one thing about those, I would highly suggest you're watching that at least a couple weeks before, because on Royal Caribbean and NCL, I've seen the shows pop up in the app and be able to be booked before those dates that they said would be available. So just keep an eye out on that. And the third thing, if you like to be really organized and you like to know when the shows are going to be, I highly suggest you go on the internet and search for the newsletters like this one. This is Celebrity Today. There's a Royal Caribbean Compass, Princess Patter, and so on. You can really get a good gauge of what's out there, what's available, and you can do a lot of pre-planning that way. So I hope that helps you guys when you're pre-booking your shows. So number 3, alternatives to having breakfast in the buffet. And if you're anything like me, you just want a nice, quiet, relaxing morning. Don't want to be going through the buffet. Don't want to be looking for seats and just people all around. I just want it to be chilled. And this, if you have a balcony, my tip number 1 would be to order room service. And typically the continental room services are still included. So you can get your coffee, you can get tea, juices, maybe a croissant or pastry. You can sit on that beautiful balcony of yours and just watch the ocean go by. It's a great experience. The second thing I would suggest, maybe the main dining room. It's all made to order. The food is usually fresher, it's hot, and it's just much more chilled. The third thing, and this is where this comes in handy, is your newsletter. It's going to tell you alternative places. So for instance, on Celebrity, there's Eden Cafe. It's open 7:30 to 9 a.m. So you understand that, you go there, and it might be everything you need. They might make some things cooked to order for you. You can sit out on that nice lounge area outside. It's nice and quiet. You can sit by the ocean. Really nice experience. And if you're on Royal Caribbean, you may want to try a place like Johnny Rockets that's included in your cruise fare for breakfast, and it is made to order. So I hope those ones help you. Have you ever ate at Johnny Rockets on Royal Caribbean for breakfast? Let me know in the comments. So number 4, the spa and the thermal spa. And I'm going to give you 2 tips here. So the first one is understand your benefits. This is really important because if you are diamond or elite or platinum, you may get certain discounts off. So for instance, we were on the Celebrity Ascent. We decided to buy the thermal spa and it was $479. It was expensive. But with us being elite, we got over $80 off the final price. So that was a really nice discount. Now my wife was like, hey, we're elite with Celebrity. Do we get any discounts? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, you get this. So you're gonna have to make sure you ask them on the thermal suite and in any spa treatments. The second thing, let's say you wanna do the thermal suite and your significant other just doesn't. Or let's say you just don't wanna spend that kind of money for it. Well, the gyms and spas have beautiful restrooms and bathrooms. Many of them have saunas, steam rooms, showers. They have body washes and shampoos and conditioners, really awesome towels. They're really decked out. They're really nice. And not a lot of people understand that's included in your cruise fare. You can absolutely go in and enjoy those benefits. But the cruise lines aren't going to go offering it to you because they want you to buy that $200, $300, $400 thermal spa. So just understand that that is included in your cruise. So before I get to number 5, I would ask that you please like this video as it does help the channel grow. Also consider subscribing as I do daily cruise news shorts and tips and tricks. I also do longer cruise videos on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Thanks so much. So number 5, is sleep important to you? Well, if it is, I would do this first thing once they allow passengers to go to their cabins, and this is typically around 1:30 in the afternoon on most cruise lines. I would go and check my bed's comfort level right away. And if it's uncomfortable to you in any way, I would reach out to my stateroom attendant and ask them, hey, do you have an egg crate topper? Do you have any mattress toppers to make my bed more comfortable? Now, this is not always a guarantee because sometimes they just run out or you don't get there quick enough. So what I would suggest you do, and if sleep's very important to you, you like a softer bed, is get a Lucid 2-inch memory foam bed topper. We buy these off of Amazon. A link will be in my description to my Amazon store with this there. And we buy these to make our beds more comfortable, especially on Royal Caribbean, and it makes a huge difference. Now, we just don't bring them home. They are too cumbersome. They're too big to fold up. We leave them with the cruise line. To me, it's worth the $50 to $70 to have a really good night's sleep. Now, one tip, if you are flying in, just understand these are about 6.5 to 7 pounds. So just keep that in mind if you're flying in, if you're trying to put this in your suitcase. Obviously, if you're driving in, it's not a big deal. So what do you guys think of my list? Did this help you in any way? I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for the support. Until I talk to you next time, happy cruising.